Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my recap of you know what. Let's talk about it, y'all, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that you can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers. So why even bother? Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay? Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I want to let you all know that I am a vlogger and I will be giving my opinion about the show 90 Day of Fiance season 8 till all part Y, or should I call it till nothing part 5. Anyway, let's get into it. If I had to rate last night's episode, I will rate the episode a D. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what you all would rate it. We want to shout out Miss Sonia, Charlotte Bain, Swade, Yolanda Gibson. Let's see who else is Pink Ivy 93, Randy Thompson, I'm sorry. And of course, our moderator extraordinaire, Miss Ray Della. Y'all, that episode last night was some garbage. I was like, they doing all of this fill in when they could have let us know about these things and wrap this whole till all up in three, maybe three till alls. A lot of that stuff could have been left on the cutting room floor. It could have been thrown in file 13. I was like, you got us sitting here looking at this bull crap, this arguing, this signifying, this getting in everybody's business for 5 weeks now. I don't know when we're going to learn that we're never going to get any information. I think that I indicated on one of my previous videos that both Mikol and Angela are both still under non-disclosure agreements, and that we wasn't going to get much. What we did get out of them is what I had called before. Mikol basically had to escape through the old underground railroad. But anyway, we're going to talk about that and more. This was just kind of a wrap up of the girls, jumping on Lauren. And, when we left off on the last episode, Lauren was like, look, if you got something you need to say, I got 5 minutes. Okay. And Lauren gave them, maybe 7 minutes. I don't know, 3 minutes or whatever it was. The girls were calling themselves, double teaming on her, and nobody had anything to say. See, one thing that I've learned about this cast, right, is they seem like or act like that there's some type of camaraderie between them, and basically none of them like the other one. Let's just be serious. They do a lot of things, to entice us to believe that they're friends. believe that there's a relationship. I just don't see the genuineness around it. I was really disappointed with Ashley because Ashley has been the type of person who has been in everybody's business, and yet and still your husband stands on a syndicated show and indicates that he is going to leave her. So of course you all know that on the last show where we saw um Manuel have an opportunity to speak his speech and talk his stuff. We saw Manuel basically, disclosing the fact that Ashley hasn't done anything to get him a green card yet, criticizes him, uses an excuse, right, if you will, on Manuel basically being lazy, not being willing to, learn the English language and all that. And I frankly know people who don't know the English language that well. And so, I mean, especially, for instance, right, the lady that comes in through another company, right, one of her partners does not speak English. And I have to use an interpreter app with her when she comes with her other partner, right? But this company does not discriminate against her. She is bilingual, and there are homes that she fits in, right? With mine, we've built that relationship over the time period with, right? Where, she kind of knows what it is that I want done, in my home. And sometimes her partner will talk to her and stuff like that because her partner is bilingual. So, I mean, it's just, I don't think that him not understanding or speaking the English language should deter her from filling out his paperwork, especially since she took 365 days. Manuel disclosed to us, y'all, in this particular episode, for those of you all who don't watch, and I know that I have a lot of subscribers who no longer watch 90 days, so I'm speaking directly to y'all. Manuel, basically had to wait 365 days. He disclosed to us that only reason why he got her to move on the situation of getting his green card, his credentials, if you will, is because he went and found a lawyer. It broke my heart to see Manuel stand there and cry about his children. Now, we have seen on many of the shows that I cover how people walk away from their children, i.e., Jasmine. Jasmine has walked away from her boys and ain't looked back yet. She made it a part of their storyline in the very beginning, and honey, it has not held true because I ain't heard her say a damn thing about going back to see her children. Now, in one of the episodes, she had, said that Gino was preventing her from going back and seeing her children and like that, right? But we have not heard this be an active part of her storyline. And so for me, it was some bullshit. Okay. It was just something for them to figure out, something for them to play on for the time period. The only thing that we have seen Jasmine worry about is whether or not her husband is going to be intimate with her when she got a trash can mouth, right? That her stuff trash canned. I don't know why Gino won't just come out and say that she's not good in bed. I don't think, I do, well, no, I don't totally believe that the reason why Gino doesn't want to be with her is because of the argument. I just think that she probably, with all of that body, yada, yada, and all of that alleged beauty that she has, I just don't believe she's good. I believe that Gino was probably dissatisfied with what's going on and can't communicate to her about what it is and where he is with the situation. He just need to go ahead on and stand up on his grown man legs and tell her, Jasmine, this is what I need you to do. One of the things, like people look at what they want to look at, but just looking at certain things, right, for a certain period of time will give you, right, you'll live in a fantasy world when it comes down to being satisfied. Let me just say it like that, right? And I think that because of the amount that Gino takes in, right? I think that it has a lot to do with his drive. But I also think that it has a lot to do with his displeasure with Jasmine. Let's just go ahead on and tell the truth out here, right? And then Jasmine threw Manuel under the bus. But anyway, we're going to go back and talk about Manuel. So Manuel, was basically saying that, he he didn't get his green card. He's tired of washing her clothes. He's tired of being treated as a secondhand person. He is tired of being under her thumb. And he is tired of the way that she speaks with him. She made an ultimatum. First of all, she was walking down the hallway acting ignorant, right? When they had gotten into an argument. And she was walking down the hallway and did an Angela and shut Manuel out of the room. I think that we have more Angelas than we do anything else. I think that these people have been allowed to hang behind Angela's poor behavior to make themselves look better. But in my opinion, and I've said it repeatedly, I believe that Jasmine is a stone cold reflection of who Angela is. And I believe that, and it is of my opinion, that they cover up a lot of the behavior that we would have seen. I believe that there's a lot of editing as it relates to Jasmine. Some of the stuff that we've seen, some of the stuff we haven't seen. But I'm telling you right now, she shuts Gino down. She emasculates Gino on national television, and so does Ashley. Ashley emasculates her husband, Miguel, on national television, and we sit back and we look at her and we think that she's a good person. In my opinion, she's not a good person either. She's one step away from being Angela, both her and Jasmine. And the thing about it was, Manuel, doesn't know the language, right? He has to have an interpreter. But Sophie was calling herself interpreting for him. And Manuel, is a very positive person. He's almost like Koby in that way, where, he sees something, he assesses the situation as best as he can. And he always tries to give a good word to, one of the guys or, whoever is being affected by something in the household. He has something to contribute to the subject matter, right? And I think that he's just wrapped up with this girl. Ashley sits there and she blames Manuel for this, and I'm taking care of this, but she's been in a relationship with him for a long time. She gave Manuel an ultimatum, y'all, at the end, and said, if I don't get to know your mother better and get to know your children, then we're going to have an issue. And I don't know. See, the thing about it is, living under those kind of threats, I would not blame Manuel for getting on the first thing flying up out this month. I would not blame him, number one, for hoarding money or keeping money or saving money. Because see, here we call it saving. I would not blame him for saving his money and getting on the first flight because, as Manuel said, I have my sister. Manuel owes child support or some type of support to his children. She has been withholding it anytime that she gets mad or whatever. Manuel said in order for him not to be delinquent, he has his sister who took out a loan for him to make sure that his children are taken care of. While she sits there and complains, he indicated that he has debt that is a total of $3,000, and she is with $100,000. I understand her as a single woman, indicating that things are hard and she has her business and stuff like that. What I don't understand is that why you did not prepare yourself in your heart and your mind and in your wallet for having to take care of him. Moreover, you probably have taken care of him longer than you should have or could have had you just got him his green card and let him work and find his way through. I mean, it just is what it is, right? And I just, I look at her and I'm astonished at the way that she's in everybody else's business, but yet her house of cards is coming down. And Manuel begins to cry. And I'm telling you right now, for me, right, it may not be the same thing for you, but for me to see a man cry really makes me, upset, because it takes a lot for a man to be vulnerable and to be in that position where he even feels like he can't hold back his tears. You could tell that Manuel was trying to do Miguel. Am I calling him Manuel? Whatever. He has been trying to do the best that he could to hold back those feelings that he was having. But after a while, it just overtook him. And next thing you know, he's on there crying and saying that, it would be better for him to go back, okay, to Ecuador and to live with his family and to be able to see his kids than it is for him to be in the United States with Ashley. And you know that that's gotta be me, that she's a piss poor individual for this man to have to feel like I would rather be there than to be in a marriage with Ashley. And Ashley thinks that. The same thing with Angela. Ashley thinks that she has the upper hand. I wonder if Ashley is the same way as Angela and thinks that Manuel visa is her visa. And this is why she dragged her feet on it. See, one of the things that ignorant ass Jasmine did say that I thought was, okay. She said, a lot of times the American uses a green card in order to continue to control the person. It's almost the same way that people do on Love After Lockup that we discussed. They withhold, different things from them, right? In order to maintain their control. You almost putting an ankle bracelet on the individual. And I really hope that he gets his green card and he is able to find his independence, right? And that he is able to take care of his children, because the thing about it was Manuel never was the type of guy like Jasmine. There's two big contrasts between the two of them. Manuel constantly talks about his children, or has his children on his mind, right, and wants to support them, where we never hear Jasmine talk about her children. They ended up having this dumbass section where they did a lie detector test, and they, Jasmine passed the lie detector test. I'm like, we could have found out more information about something else, or they could have given more information about the situation that happened between Mikol and Angela. But of course they did not. And then at the end, almost at the end of this D-rated show, because the show just wasn't good to me at all, y'all. I'm telling you, they could have left that stuff. Thank you so much, Miss Kelly. She's been a member for 13 months. Hey, the need for control over another human is scary. It's just way too much ultimatums for someone who hasn't had a chance to adjust. Just sad. Love you, Auntie. Love you too, Miss Kelly. It really is. It's really disgusting. I thought that this show, y'all let me know. I really want to you know what? Let me do a poll. Let me see if I can do a poll real quick on this. Hold on. Let me make sure I get in the right video at the right time so I can do a poll. I really want to know what y'all think. Let me do a poll real quick. Okay, won't let me give another section. I really am curious to see what you all have rated this episode, because I really thought that they could have kept this episode. Like I said, this should have been three, a three, a three different. Like stop, like really for real. Thank you so much, Poodle, Connie Poodle Mom. Hey, Pooh, she's been a member for 12 months. Look at y'all. I am here and love you, aunties and cousins. We love you too, Poodle Mom. I really want to see what y'all think. Let me see. Let me go to the poll. Thought this was a horrible episode. Would not let me put a D in it for some reason. I'm not sure. So out of 65 votes so far, we have an A at 5%, a B at 5%, a C at 24%, and a D as at 68%. So I'll come back before the end, right? And we'll talk about it. Thank you so much, Nathan Tip. Hey, Boo. He says, Auntie, I'm so glad this season's over. I'm looking forward to all new couples next week on B90. I'm so over Gino and Jasmine, Ashley and Manuel, and Angela and Mikol. I'm so tired. I am too, Nathan. I'm like straight up for real. It really has just dragged out to the point where it's just been useless to us. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Thank you so much, Boo, for your comment. And so, we had Jasmine take a lie detector test. Everybody for some reason is kissing up to her. I don't know why. And then we have Sophie and Rob, and it's just the same old, same old. She's all up under him and all of this kind of stuff, but yet and still she comes out on the stage with her immature ass and doesn't want to sit beside the man. Like I just didn't have any understanding. It wasn't cohesive. I just thought that it was absolutely horrible. We did see Angela, as she was beginning to leave. And I don't know whether or not these people are prompted. Thank you so sharp. Thank you so much, Charlene, for the 199. Finally made alive. Welcome, Charlene Boo. So we did, Angela was leaving. And as I was getting ready to say, I don't know whether or not they prompt them to ask certain questions. I don't know whether or not, they pick who's going to be the good guy, who's going to be the bad guy, or all of that. I'm suspicious of it, and I'm suspicious about who asks questions and when they ask questions. So Angela is leaving and everything, getting her coat and her hat, and she's leaving. Nobody had anything that they wanted to say to Angela about Angela not being there, like they wanted to jump on Lauren. Again, you selective with who you fuck with. So Angela's leaving, and so, she's like, I'm getting out of here, woo boop. And so, Angela basically, is asked the question by Theus on whether or not where the relationship is. So Angela says that, she's got a lot on her. She wants to, go home, and she wants to get her visa back. She wants to get a divorce from Mikol. So Mikol says, Angela, we're not going to divorce. And Angela's like, I'm just tired of it. I'm a 58-year-old woman messing with this 30-some-year-old man, and only to find out that he does not love me. Now, y'all know that Angela wasn't that calm, right? She was screaming because that's the only vocabulary, and that's the only way that Angela knows how to articulate herself, and then really doesn't even do that. But anyway, I digress. So, Mikol's like, we're not going to divorce, Angela. We're still going to stay married. And Angela's like, I want my visa back. And so, Jasmine now all of a sudden is crying because, Angela said that to him, and I didn't have any understanding, like, what was the connection for her ass. Now, I heard or saw somewhere on social media, can't remember who, I swear I saw it at, but they were indicating that Jasmine was upset because the cast had found out that there was an incident downtown at the hotel between Mikol and Angela. Now, from what I'm understanding, right, and the thing, you just can't get heads or tails about what happened, but allegedly there was an incident that happened between Mikol and Angela with a taser. Now, from my understanding, Angela is the one that got it, right? But Mikol was the one. And I haven't gotten a clear story about what has happened between them, but I know that there was some type of incident between the two of them, and allegedly, and this is alleged, right? This is something I done heard, child. I don't even know where I heard it from. That's why I shouldn't have repeated this. But anyway, this is somebody else's opinion. This is not mine. I'm just telling y'all what the hell I heard. And so, they saying that the reason why Jasmine was the way that she was because this particular incident happened. I find it really hard to believe that though, because Ashley got loose lips that sink ships. And I don't know whether or not Ashley would have been able to maintain that kind of information, that kind of confidentiality. And I don't care who it was, okay? She's a loudmouth and she and all a busybody and everybody else's right. So I don't know whether or not she would have even been able to keep something like that. But anyway, so Jasmine is crying, about, her saying that to him. And so, Koby just was like, look, Angela, flat out, he is a valiant man. He's a stand up kind of dude. He's the kind of dude you want in your corner. Koby, if you ever see this video, thank you for standing up and not backing down, not bowing out, not kissing ass, not giving her anything that she did not deserve. Like Angela does not deserve any kind of respect from anybody. Everything that Angela does needs to be exposed. These people have given Angela a pass that she does not deserve. I know that Angela is loud and boisterous and will get up in your face. But I'm telling you right now, the bigger they think they are, the harder they fall. All Angela needs, in my opinion, is just a good old fashioned ass whooping from somebody who is not scared. You gonna sit there and disrespect Koby and call him a prick and all of that, and then say no offense to Emily. You know that Emily is vulnerable. You know she's pregnant. And you jump up in this woman's face and upset her. As far gone as she is, you should have held that back. But Angela is one of those type of people that believe that she owns the USA of America. And we are not even going to go into the politics of all of the stuff that she has done and that she took over to Mikol when she first got over there. So we already know where Angela stands. You can believe in whoever you want to believe in. But what you don't do is own America. See, Mikol didn't cross. You know what? I'm gonna go to him. Mikol did not come into this country illegally. He came in this country the right way. You don't own a visa. You don't own a human being, period. And because they do not do what you think that they should do, now you feel like you have the authority and the right to put them out this country when he came here the right way. You were the one that went over to Nigeria and you married this man. You were the one who filed the paperwork, not one, not two, but 3 times for Mikol to gain entry into this country. And you don't fucking own him or own his freedom over here. Do I believe that and Angela both played the long game? Do I believe that they were in this for whatever reasons they was in it? Hell yeah, and I'm not going to take it back, and I'm not going to allow anyone to make me feel bad for saying that. I watched this show just like y'all have. Mikol could have at any time walked out that relationship with Angela, but he didn't. They both played the long game. Angela used Mikol to be on the fucking show, to get the money and do whatever she needed to do. And Mikol did what he had to do in order to gain his fucking freedom. Mikol, when Angela threw that mess up in Mikol's face, Mikol said, I do not want to go back to Nigeria. Mikol, that's very clear. We understand that, and ain't nobody mad at your ass about it. Because like I told Angela, and I'm going to tell y'all that come down in my comments, I told Angela, Mikol earned that damn green card. And I mean that. See, I have learned as a vlogger that I don't need nobody's permission to speak my truth and what I believe and to give my opinion and to make my assessment. I don't need anybody to I don't give a damn. I'm at the age where I don't give a damn. And it's good to be here. See, What Angela did not bank on is that Koby is just as African as Mikol is, and so Koby and Mikol have probably already developed a relationship with one another outside of Angela's view, outside of Angela's her knowledge, and that's why she got as mad with Koby as she did. And Angela knows that she is in a particular position where she's going to be protected. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, had she did that to Koby outside on the street, away from all of those people, I don't believe that Angela would have ever jumped up in his face like that. But one thing about Koby, he didn't flinch. He didn't back down. He said what he said, and that was it. He said what he said, and he stood up. Thank you so much, Charlotte, for the $5 super chat. Koby is the stand-up guy. He's 100% Angela Gill. No offense, Emily. Angela played a long game. They both did. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Miss Charlotte, for the $5 super chat. You did not have to send that, but you did, and I thank you. This woman, Koby said, I am telling you what I see, Angela. She's going to try to tell Koby what you see and ain't what's really happening. You don't know what's going on. Same thing, she came in my DMs and tried to tell me, Auntie, you don't know what's going on. You don't see what's going on. First of all, get my name straight. Because when you came over this month, you didn't even know how to get my name out, my channel name out your mouth right. So when you came over here under your false pretenses, talking about some, you fair and all of that kind of stuff. No, 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 no. You hadn't heard a damn thing I said. You didn't know my position. You thought you did, but you didn't. She's going to sit there and try to make it seem like the people that she is the one that's been wrong in this relationship. When her ass could have walked away season 1, too. She could have walked away season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, bitch, season 5, season 6, season 7, and this current tell-all. Angela could have walked that way at any time. But because she thought that she was going to come over here and Mikol was coming to this country as her SLAVE, beholden to her for the rest of his life, living under her rules and her regulations in these here United States of America. Well, bitch, it doesn't work like that. Because when Mikol comes over here, Mikol is free. Mikol is not beholden to Angela. He's not Angela's property, but Angela came out of her mouth and really confirmed for us what we fucking thought. And I'm going to tell you, it broke my heart. It didn't break my heart because Angela said it. It broke my heart because that was her intention towards this man the whole fucking time, was to bring him over here and treat him as if he was a SLAVE. Because who comes out their mouth and say, that's my visa? She confirmed in just saying that where her mindset is. And we heard it. And you can't take it back. And you can't make an excuse for it. You can't do none of that because we heard that. This is my visa. I just want my visa back. Angela, if you're a citizen of these here United States, you don't need a visa to be here. So what visa do you have? Oh, that's right. You believe that you owned Mikol. So you thought that filing an annulment against Mikol was going to get your visa back. But Mikol came up, bitch. Mikol came up from around the corner, honey, and was like, oh, okay, an annulment. No, we're going to get a divorce and you're going to pay me spousal support, bitch. And half of what you got is half of what I got. One thing that Koby said, Mikol ain't stupid. He may act like it. He may keep his mouth shut. But Mikol was playing the fucking long game. And for those of you all who think that Mikol didn't play the long game, something wrong. Something wrong with that picture, because nobody in their right mind would stay in a relationship with somebody for fucking 7 years if they did not have something they were willing to die for. Mikol was willing to fight for that fucking visa. And he fought for 7 years to keep his mouth shut, to make her think that she was in charge of stuff. Mikol fought for that shit. And that's why he deserved it. Because he was long suffering with that bitch. Because I'm going to tell you right now, any other man would have never took her. When she sat there, let me tell you, I don't really like to use the word right, but I'm going to tell you right now, Angela's racist. Don't know if I've ever clearly articulated that, but I want to be very clear. Everything that came out of Angela's mouth, in my opinion, I believe that Angela is a racist. See, you can fuck a black man. You know what, Auntie? Think it, but don't say it. You've been calm all this time. You didn't kept yourself together. You think it, Auntie, but don't you say it. When she stood up, yo, I'm so pissed. When she stood up in Kobe's face, or when Koby was round down to the corner, and she was sitting there, and I can't remember who she was talking to, bitch. And she came out here and said that Koby can't bring that stuff over here. Here in America, we women are equal and we are this, and he don't bring that Nigerian stuff over here. I was so pissed I could have ripped the frame off my television. It's one thing to think something about somebody. It's one thing to observe something about somebody. But when she said that, he can't bring that stuff from over there, over here. What stuff? Koby wasn't trying to dominate Angela. He wasn't trying to control or regulate Angela. All he was doing was sitting up there and telling her what she won't gonna do. Koby said, Angela, I feel the way that I feel, not because Mikol's my boy, but because I have observed this year after year. How in the world do you try to make somebody believe something that you say just because you said it, because you're an American? And now you want to do that racist talk, that racist crap, in my opinion, about Koby bringing something over here. You got men over here that don't think your ass is equal. What the does that have to do with him and Mikol coming from Nigeria? Now, have we seen the Koby's friend talk that stuff about white women? Yes, but we've already discussed that. We've had that discussion about that. But everything that we thought, in my opinion, in one episode, in a matter of a couple of frames, Angela confirmed everything that we believed about her, in my humble opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong. But these are my opinions about what Angela, this is my assessment about what Angela showed me. Because you don't make it about that. And then you feel like you can jump up in this man's face. She gonna tell Mikol, see, Mikol was good enough to defend her. But Mikol ain't good enough to be treated like a human being, like someone who has feelings, like someone who matters. Mikol, he doesn't deserve that from Angela. Get the fuck out of here. Now he needs to defend you because you're helpless, hopeless. Which one is it? And then when Koby walks up, she told Koby that he's as much of an ass as Mikol is. And Mikol hasn't said one word against that woman. He hasn't been negative. He's been protecting her as much as he humanly possibly can. He told Koby to stand down. This is my marriage. Mikol was in fear because Angela stood there, flat-footed bitch, 10 toes down to the ground, and told everybody she getting a divorce and she's taking her visa back. Then she walks out, calls him a prick, looking for a cigarette, saying, he ain't, she got to take a, because he ain't. Then she walks away. He walks past her. She calls him a prick. Michael's following behind her, okay, because Mikol got some stuff he need to protect. Koby's going behind him. He said, Mikol, what I was trying to say to you was, that's your visa. Your wife talked about your visa. That's your visa. Oh, she went the fuck off then. Oh, she lost it there because who is Koby to tell Mikol what his rights are here in this United States? I don't know if you all remember me interviewing attorney Martinez, who does a lot of work with immigrants who come over here on the marriage visa, on the K-1 visa, and how she helps and her law firm advocates on behalf of those people. Mikol came over here the right way. And Angela is the one that signed for this. But because Mikol was like, look, enough is enough. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Next thing you know, we see Angela sitting her wrinkled, horrific looking ass in a car. Talk about my worst nightmare has been realized. 4 days after the reunion, Mikol was the fuck up out of here. What did you think? Mikol kept his commitments. See, that's the thing. She slept on him. She slept on him and the power of the association that Mikol had with other people. And Mikol showed her ass the door. Mikol said when he got home, it was a whole bunch of bull crap going on in the house. We won't get into it. Things was escalated. And he was like, I'm the fuck up out of here. He said when she went out that house to go run errands, he said that he looked and he was like, it's time for me to go. He got his backpack and some more and got on out of there. Mikol said he walked 5 fucking miles in an underground railroad, bitch. I don't know if it was the spirit of our ancestors or who it was. But let me tell you something. You don't walk nothing like that on your own. Sometimes people, spirits from the past, your ancestors, and everything will come and they will guide you to your destiny. Mikol walked them 5 miles. He said he was so much tired that he felt like his legs was going to break off and he was just going to fall out. But he said, but then there was a man who he went to and he talked to, and they helped him get connected to the people that Mikol needed to be connected to. And it reminded me, and again, I ain't trying to make this political or nothing, but I am who I am. And it just reminds me of story after story after story that our ancestors had to walk miles in order to get to the promised land, in order to be free. It reminded me of that. Reminded me of that. No, Mikol's story isn't the same. It is in no comparison to slavery. But his story of survival, his story of an escape, put me in mind of how many Black people in this country had to walk a road. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you so much. I see that. Let me stand corrected. Mikol walked 5 miles. I mean, 5 hours, not 5 miles. Let me go and check the poll. So the poll has 215 votes. 42% of you all said it was a D. 26% of you all said it was a C. 14% of you all said it was a B. And 19% of you all said that it was an A. Thank you all so much for participating in the poll. Mikol walked 5 hours to get away from this bitch. Mikol, you're walking over. You may not be physically walking, but you still are walking. See this all the way through. Go all the way with this. Get what you get, do what you do with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. Mikol said that this person assisted him. He was able to make a phone call. Bitch, I'm trying to hold back tears. He's in a land that's not his. A land that where he's questioning whether or not he's supposed to be here. Is this God's destiny for his life? All the 7 years he stood in this relationship with this woman, not being familiar with it or nothing. And you work for 5 hours and you're just hoping that the person that you run across don't turn you in, don't suspect you of being someone dangerous, doesn't believe your story, could possibly have known Angela. You're in a country that you've never been in your life. And they're saying that she lives in a very rural area. He took a chance. And God was with him. And I know people did not like what I said about Mikol about the GoFundMe, but y'all have never supported any GoFundMes. And that's where my heart came from with that. It wasn't saying that Mikol was not worthy. But one thing that I pointed out in that video, I said, Mikol had a shirt on that said, God got me. And hearing Mikol's story, God had him. Anything could have happened. He could have been spotted. Can you imagine being in a country that you don't know anything about? You only been here 2 fucking months, and you got to live and walk out to save your life and walk for 5 hours. The fatigue, the hunger, the hopelessness. But I'm telling you right now, Mikol had hope. He had hope that he would be able to be saved, rescued, helped. He got his ass up out of there. They made sure he was able to make a connection. They gave Mikol the transportation that he needed, and Mikol made it. It just reminded me of years of, and I know it ain't the same, but it's the same because some of my ancestors was brought to this country on ships. And there are people who still believe I shouldn't be here. That I'm second class. Mikol made it. And he lived another day to tell about it. And now we see Mikol striving. Thanks to generosity from a lot of you all, Mikol now has a fighting chance to fight against everything that Angela has ever done to him. He played the long game, and it looked like it's paying off for him. Best of luck to him. But I want to repeat myself. I have never given to a GoFundMe for any of the cast members. I believe that it is my responsibility as a vlogger to stay neutral so that I could give my opinion, not based on who I like or who I don't like, but because I'm being fair and assessing it in the best way that I think. There was a cast member, 2 cast members that I was very close with because in the beginning, you get close to them. They both did GoFundMes and I didn't support one of them. That is one of the things that I have stood on and I continue to stand on, that I will not give to any GoFundMes because I don't want no bitch saying Auntie on my side. I'm neutral. I'm going to give it to you straight down the line. My opinion is my opinion, whether we agree or we don't agree. I'm going to tell you another thing. There's a woman that is on this channel named Pamela Cleveland. She is someone who I bring up all the time. There are many things that we disagree upon. Many different things that we don't agree on. But we respect each other. And we respect each other's opinion. And we respect each other's ability and freedom to make our own decisions and our own choices. Unless your comment is just atrocious, I leave them there. I don't go through the comment section and look for your shit and delete y'all stuff unless it's just something that Raydella, is like, okay, they out of here. Or something that just really doesn't need to be said out there in the street. But one of the things about it, the members, the subscribers of Auntie's advice, we know that each one of us has the ability and has the right and the freedom to have our own opinion, whether or not it's an opposing view or not. the stuff that we have seen from TLC, I believe that a lot of us will agree that there's some things that has happened, y'all, that should have never happened and would not have happened had it been somebody else, bitch. Why this has been allowed to happen for the last 7 years, I don't know. I don't know why they allowed it and why the outrage from us seemingly has been ignored. Why did it have to come to a taser? Why did it have to come to him walking 5 miles in a foreign country to him? And so I know that I have talked about, Mikol in these, the Paradise Group. And a lot of times I hit things with humor and stuff like that because that's just part of who I am. I love, having a humor. But I thank God for that group that Mikol was in. And I better understood it in episode, I believe it was 3 or 4 of the tell all, when the other people said that they were in groups too. And sometimes we say things and we react to certain way out of ignorance. And for me, when Angela did it, of course, I thought it was, the fairies. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here in this Paradise Group? Now I understand it better on the by and by. And you know what? That's wisdom and accountability on my part. I was wrong for making fun of his Paradise Group. But it was funny. Okay. It was funny. So again, I rate this show a D because there was so much, they could have gave us, through an interview or a clip or whatever, what we all waited for, the last 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes of the show. But I want you all to know that I thank you all so much for going on this ride with me with 90 Day Fiance for the last 7 years. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you for every view. Thank you for everything that you've done with the channel. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your opposing views. Thank you for challenging me when I needed to be challenged as it relates to 90 Day Fiance. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. And we may not agree on everything, but what we agree on is that Angela is a complete and total asshole. And she doesn't own America. I love you all. And again, thank you so much. Thank you, Ray Della. Thank you to all the members of Auntie's Advice. Y'all hold it down. And I appreciate you and I love you all. Y'all, until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water.